it's been fun. Like, definitely brings you back to like, well, I love the game for sure. And I always just like I use my notepad a lot on the side to like put my goals and then what I need to get them, and that like keeps me motivated. And when I accomplish something, it's always nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. I'm working towards Dragon Slayer 2 requirements right now, which I don't. There's no reason I really need it. I just might as well do it. I mean, as far as like the end goal, I'm working towards Song of the Elves.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's
so you're like a med level account mostly.
Yeah, pretty much for the most part.
That's sweet. Yeah, so
like within my defense is 76, but then
yeah, it's about mid level.
82 strength, 86 range, 74 prayer, 70 magic. But I do need to get 75. But like I said, I did get Monkey Madness 2 done, so
there you go.
I could jump down there and get the caves done.
So we got about like 10 or so minutes left. Let's give Heartless a little bit more time to talk. What are your goals, man? What are your goals right now in the game?
My current goals? That's a good one. It's like they're like right this second. Well, not like right now. We're podcasting, but what I was doing this morning was I'm working towards Elite Void. I have like 10,000 red chins in the bank that I caught.
Oh my god!
So I'm gonna be throwing those in the Monkey Madness caves to get my range up. I'm like trying to like skip mid-level range.
Are you just pest points, or do you have the hard diaries done?
I have the hard diaries done. Yeah, so I'm going right to Elite Void.
No, you're right there, man.
Yeah, I definitely don't mess around on my Iron Man. I just like skip to the best possible things. Yeah, so once I get that, I hopefully skip towards like mid-level range, and then I can start grinding Slayer a little more. Like obviously, if you haven't played Iron Man, 87 Slayer and 85 are really important to get a whip, and then more importantly than that is to get a trident, and that basically a lot of PVM is locked behind the trident. Just because of the damage, it's just so much better than any other spell, and you can be on like Lunars, or so you can do Zelra.
That's what I was gonna ask you is how did you do Zelra?
How did I do Zelra? I did it with Fire Wave and a Tome of Fire and a Master Wand.
Only Fire Wave?
Yeah, I Fire Waved it, and I had a MSB switch, so it was sketchy, but I actually did 3 kills for fun.
That's nuts, dude.
It was pretty chill.
I loaded the blowpipe with darts, and I was like, man, I just want to get this elite and this Chally, and I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah, it's a challenging boss, but it's like all memory in my opinion. Like Vorkath is more like easy, but no memory really. But Zulrah is all about learning the patterns. I'm sure.
Hey, am I wrong, or is Zulrah like you basically go to the closest safe tile? I mean, there's like
7
or so safe tiles.
No,
but then after it starts spitting the shit, dude, like don't you just head to one of the tiles?
Not really. It's like there are 4 different patterns that Zulrah will do. So there's 10 different.
Yeah.
On each pattern, there's 10 different positions. So there's like an ideal path for each one. So yeah, there are like basically 4 safe spots that you use. I think there are 6, but.
Yeah, but you can hit for a minute and then you got to run. Like that's what I did figure out when I did get my Zulrah kill. Is that you'll hit a few times and then they'll start spitting out the acid type stuff, so then you gotta run. And if you don't run, you'll pretty much get fucked up if you're not in the right spot.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you want to learn Zulrah, I would just like watch a guide on YouTube and like learn one of the patterns one at a time. It's pretty straightforward. So I did it in like pure trash gear. If I could do it on my Iron Man, then anyone could do it.
You would be. You're literally there's like 7 spots if you're as close as Zulrah as you could be.
Yeah.
Almost as close. I mean.
Yeah, pretty much. And anyway, the whole point of the spots is to like be able to be in position to get to the next one. So it's like about positioning.
Right. But then the one thing I learned is that you gotta get a few hits in before you even move. You gotta wait on Zulrah to start throwing down the shit before you even move to the spot. Because if you move too quick, I mean, you're wasting a lot of hits.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yes,
true.
sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
what are
love-
you doing
love-
taxing?
Love that silver.
I don't know, dude. I'm probably gonna get some blood. Some green.
In game?
You're incriminating yourself, dude. What do you mean?
So I was probably going to, but what if I don't?
Oh yeah, you live in California.
Yeah, I'm big.
So I think the luckiest thing I've got on my Iron Man, it's two things so far. First of all, I've done 200 Barrows kills, and I've gotten 16 unique items, which is
Oh
pretty
my gosh.
pretty disturbing.
How
I got
many?
That's
16
20 what?
uniques, 16 out of 24.
No,
I got full
that's
ARMs at
broken,
123 KC, full ARMs, so that was fresh. I've used that
that's
really well.
Super busted, dude.
Yeah, I'm just missing K top and like Varric skirt. They're basically the two things I need.
Well, my Iron Man from chest 89, I think it was, to 91. Yeah, I got 4 fucking uniques and 3
That's
chests.
crazy,
It was-
dude. Yeah, sometimes you just hit those streaks, right?
Oh my
and
gosh, and now
my
I'm dry.
second,
Wow.
yeah, it's the way it goes. My second
Yeah.
luckiest thing was when I was like 70 Slayer, I got a Black Dragon task. I was like, okay, well, I guess I may as well just do KBD. So since I have really high farming on my Iron Man, I think it's 93, 94 now.
Good God.
I've always had good herbs, so I made some anti-fires and I went up to KBD and I got the pet on 19 KC.
Oh,
No, that's broken, dude.
Yeah, so I was freaking out about that one. So that's a nice little pet. I have it on my main and my Iron Man now, so I can.
Dude, they had a Santa
Flex.
hat on my motherfucker. That's not right, dude.
So that was pretty good. But I've gone dry other places. Like I went 1,500 kills dry for Black Mask. That was awful.
oh my god.
I also
Yeah,
have
no,
gone.
That's terrible, dude.
I've gone 80 hard clues and I've only gotten a Zamorak Coif for Blessed
What's your
Hide.
Slayer?
Slayer's
Oh,
about
that
75
sucks.
right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've gone
That
dry.
shit sucks.
Where else have I gone dry? That's pretty much, those are like the big two for me. And I've done like 115 medium clues and I haven't got a pair of boots yet.
Better start working
Um,
towards that 87 Slayer.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
there's
that's
quite a
my
few
plan.
people I feel real bad for, dude, because it's 500 points for a gamble at Barbarian Assault, dude.
Mhm.
And there's people that are over 4,000 dry on the pet, and it's one
Yeah,
in
that's
1K.
that's like 4x the drop rate, right? But that's just the way it goes,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes you get screwed over. Obviously Dragon Warhammer is like one of the biggest things that you kind of need to be able to move on to late game content like raids and things like that. So, and that's 1 in 5k. So I'm hoping to, if the luck can turn around or balance itself out, that I get lucky at shamans. Because
Yeah,
that's
I
like
mean,
a
man,
that
I
item
got it,
gates a lot of stuff.
376, dude, but I feel bad. If you're over 1K, dude, I feel bad for you.
The
But
thing
a
about
lot
like
of people get it over like 2, man.
normal accounts that are like starting to get into bossing, a lot of like the lads in the CC and stuff were like, boys, just buy a BGS and you can come and join us at like raids or bandos or whatever we
Basically,
decide to do. But Iron Man cannot get a BGS easily because Grador is so hard to solo. You basically need a Warhammer to be able to do it like efficiently. So that's why the Warhammer is the only thing you can really get that lowers defense. So it gates a lot of like late game content. So hopefully we
Yeah, I
get
feel that,
soon.
man.
I read about that right now on the old school RuneScape, whatever it's called. It says the Dragon Warhammer has a special attack, Smash, which deals 50% more damage while lowering the target's current defense by 30% on a hit.
Yeah. So if you think about something like Corp that has 700 defense, it lowers it by 250 points, right?
Yeah, core. It's sick on core. I've used it. I have one, but I've only used it a couple times, dude. And like, it's massive on core.
All the God Wars, like Zami, it's really useful for. Grador itself is useful for to get the Tacits and chest plates.
Yikes!
Raids, etc. Yeah, it's just like a super great item. So I don't know. There's lots of goals, but just slowly chipping away at them, right?
Yeah, man. One day at a time. I'm still super noob right now, but I'm planning on.
We'll get there, dude. Desert Treasure is a
No,
big one to
definitely
get.
Dude, DT is a massive one.
Yeah. I
And
still
not
remember
only
that class.
is it
So
doesn't
fun.
give you ancients, man. It's a requirement to get RFD done, dude. Which Barrow's gloves are a big fucking deal, man.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy that quest because it was one of my favorites for sure.
It's pretty fun, dude.
It's very funny too. The historian, like, oh yeah, just go search it out. No big deal.
Well, then why did he get attacked?
No, he's just a super sketchy archaeologist who's making you look into these ancient magics. Just enjoy the early. Make sure you read all of the beginning because it's quite funny.
His name is the Sketchy Archaeologist.
It's not Sketchy Archaeologist. It's just the archaeologist, I think. But he chills in the desert, right?
I'm just fucking with you.
You know the guy I'm talking about. It's very enjoyable quest.
I love that about RuneScape, how they have like that dry humor and stuff. Like when your character, when like you already have the items.
Dude, there's
so
much
they
humor.
I'm looking at the wiki for Monkey Madness too, and there's like a Keith dude that his name's Keith, and he's like in the place by the Watchtower, and where the giants are, and they said they got the fucking name from Chief Keef. Like, what?
That's funny.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know they were into all that crap. That's funny.
Well, guys, we're coming up close to our time. We probably got about 2 minutes. Probably for tonight. I'm gonna stick with just like a one-parter because I want to get
one-parter, dude.
Yeah, well, I want to get Desert Treasure done. Heartless, I'd love to have you on again. Would you possibly be willing to do that?
Yeah, dude, I love that. That'd be fun. We could talk about early game money makers, whatever you want to do. I'd love to just kill whatever.
Cows.
Killing cows.
Yeah, dude.
Underrated
cows.
Since 2003.
Yeah, dude. Tan the hide.
That's where I met 2, possibly 3 out of 3 of the only
girlfriends.
Of the only girls that I've met on RuneScape. I've talked about this before. I FaceTime
virtual titties.
I FaceTime with one before, so I know she's real. And then another one, I follow her on Instagram, and so she's seemingly real. And the other one is also on Instagram. But yeah, all 3. All 3 were in the cow fields, and all 3 are actually attractive.
When did y'all start dating, dude?
We're not. I'm not. I've had my heart broken too many times, or at least bad enough to where I'm not dating. I'm just gonna play.
Yeah, if it's at least like 6 times, dude, then
he needs his healing, bro.
No, it's not like healing. It's not like 6 heartbreaks. It's just like 1 good enough where it's like I'm gonna just play the game.
Big one. Yeah, no, that's not good, man.
I'm gonna work on myself, bro. Girls.
He's switching to the wiener.
No, that's not what I said.
Oh,
wait. Oh no, fuck.
And
I right-clicked and there was the yum face.
And with that, I think go ahead and say bye. Heartless, go ahead and shout out your everything. You want to shout out your name, your clan, your podcast.
Yeah. If you ever want to chat to me in game, it's Heartless B, like Bumblebee, BEE. I chill in the Wild CC. Come check it out. It's always good times in there. Shout out to all the lads in there. And then my podcast is Trinity Force Podcast. It's about League of Legends. So if you wanted to listen to it, we always have like interesting guests. So even if you're not a League of Legends player, there's a lot of interesting content that we can provide to people. So go and check that out if you're interested. And thanks again for having me on. It's been a blast.
100%.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for reaching out, man. I love it. And like I was telling you, I think I might download League of Legends now and play that a little bit. But
you won't have time, dude.
Hey, and if you ever want to play Barbarian Assault, if you got 2 roles, at least level 5, then join the casual BA clan chat. And I mean, you'll have to play your 2 roles that are level 5, but that's kind of where you learn. It's a great community. If you want to buy a torso or level 5s or a fighter hat, anything like that, then check out Barbarian Assault Boost, BA Boost, Clan Chat, BA Services Clan Chat, or Leech BA Clan Chat.
Cool, man. What about you, Memra? Any shout outs?
Shout out to
It's affecting us both.
Because it's fucking me up.
All right, guys. Much love. Probably hang around for a little bit and chat, but
absolutely, man.
Peace.